Hey, yo, people, my name is Serhat. This is a reading, as you can see from the title. Messages from your angels, from your guardian angels, from your angels in general. Pick a feather. This is a black one, a green fake one, but my friends send it to me in a package and I'm using them. It's so angelic. A yellow fake one, but it's a yellow feather, a green feather, a white feather with a brown thing and a silver feather. I say silver because, you know, this is like the silver. Perfect. And here I am. I thought, why not showing me? Sometimes I don't show myself. And yeah. So let's dig into this reading because I have to, you know, I don't want to say hurry up, but I'm just like, I want to use the time since I'm alone at home and I'm using the living room. My roommates are out for lunch, so I'm just gonna dig into this reading. It's Leo full moon. Happy Leo full moon, people. My name is Serhat. Again, why is he saying his name twice? I don't know. Why is he speaking about himself in the third person? I don't know. I'm always like that. But let's dig into the first one, the black feather. You can use the timestamps down below if you need, if you just like want to switch to your reading. But I'm gonna start with the black one. I used energy cards. I will just like put every card now on the table and I will clarify with my tarot cards. Okay. The thing is, I just hear some, you know, with the energy cards, they work in reverse. But with the psychic tarot cards, it's like more the way of how I feel. Because usually they're actually not read in reverse. So I'm just gonna pull them like this because I hear it from spirit to use it like this, and this makes more sense though for me, like in a spiritual meaning. So I see the messages from your angels right away when I see the first two cards, as in the energy, the world reverse and woman holding a coin. It's beautiful. It's so cool because I feel like you're coming from a space where you really had to put yourself first and really learn to value yourself more. With the 4 and the 2, I feel like you found stability with the 4, as in believing in yourself more. And wait, I have to manage the lightning. As in believing yourself more, as in also trust yourself more, working on your beliefs, thought patterns and actions, and really like look at this beautiful colors. And this woman, she's wearing a lot of flowers, a lot of blossoming in a purple color, understanding, 7th chakra, crown chakra, understanding your self-worth, understanding what kind of impact it has in your reality. The more you put yourself first, the more you understand, the more you receive blessings that make you feel this way that you started to feel for yourself. Means the more you realize and put yourself first, the more you understand that the world is not as cruel as you thought it is. It's not as full of it's not full of people who hurt you. It's like you understood for yourself the way you see yourself, the way you feel for yourself. Because I feel like you came from a point, you came from a reality or a thought pattern or beliefs where you experienced not really people who made you feel valued. Because I feel like, and this is like something that anyone in their lifetime goes through, not really believing in themselves, not really like valuing themselves, not really putting themselves first. And that's why we experience people who make us feel the certain way that we feel for ourselves. Means you came from a stage in your life where you experience with the world card reversed that a lot of people have hurt you, in a way of you surrendered a lot and sacrificed a lot for their well-being, for their cup, rather than putting yourself first. And now you understood for yourself with the energy cards, base chakra, you got really security and stability with the 4, as I said, really putting yourself first and really like listening to your gut feeling. Like you became so secure, and this also meant like with the 6 here, because 4 plus 2 is a 6. Sorry, I have to work with the lightning. Oh my god. Yes, with the 4 and the 2, it's a 6, you know. And here harmony 6 as well. So a lot of investing in yourself. Look how beautiful. Here's also a 6. Usually is a 29, but reverse it's a 6 and a 2 and a 7. It's actually a 2, but it looks for me like a 7, 6, 7, 14, 5 change. You realized, I think you also came from a point or stage where you really isolated yourself. Oh my God, my laundries just fall down. However, I will continue. So you came from a stage where you really isolated yourself and really invested in yourself, in your beliefs, in your thoughts, bringing harmony within yourself. And this will, like, literally, your angels are saying, you put so much into yourself, you invested so much in your well-being, you will receive a lot of blessings on your table that make you feel this way that you started to feel for yourself. And that's amazing. Look, a 9. A lot of 6 means investment into your well-being, into yourself, into your reality, into your cup. And you attract a lot of things that make you feel like, that help you to continue to start more feeling like, how can I say that in words? I feel like, you know, what I want to say is, you know, the reality or the feelings that you started to find or found within yourself, that you started to feel for yourself, is like, internally you changed so much that externally in your reality, the things that you attract will just like be the exact vibrational match to what you feel, what you started to feel internally. Look how beautiful the symbolism is. Imagine feminine energy reflecting, feeling, expressing what you feel for yourself, and you pushed it out to the universe, and there's like externally this masculine energy coming and matching vibrationally to what you feel inside for yourself, what you started to feel inside for yourself. Look again, like with the hands, what you feel inside internally is what you attract externally. And you came from a stage, you came from a point of life where you really, like, here this makes also sense with, because when you ask yourself, oh, why did I attract so many people in my past that make me feel like unvalued, taken for granted, etc. This is why, because you came from a stage, you have been in a stage where you had beliefs that you weren't enough, that you maybe not really, maybe unconsciously or consciously, you know, like, honestly, from my experience, I have been in a stage where I was unconsciously pleasing other people, filling their cup rather than first mine, neglecting my own well-being, surrendering and sacrificing myself so others could feel good and like had a well-being, you know. And this was unconscious because I haven't been aware of that. And maybe you too. And now you came to a stage, and your angels are literally saying you came to a stage where you're going to experience the complete opposite. The complete opposite. Let's check for some notes. It's going to be beautiful for you. Okay. Speak your sacred truth. Maybe you have to release more things. Maybe there's some energies that you still are holding on to, that you're still attached to. Speak your sacred truth towards what? Self-love now. Okay, you have to put yourself first more. Maybe it's also a message, since the cards were reversed in the first time, in the beginning. Like, it's a general reading, right? The ones or the others actually are in this vibration right now. And the minority or the majority, there's some people, like, you know, maybe they're not in this vibration. Sorry for changing the light. And yeah, put yourself first now. Speak your sacred truth. Maybe speak also for yourself that the people that made you feel this way in the beginning, they were not aware of that, because we put ourselves into this situation. We put ourselves to this circumstance, this role where we neglect our own cup, our own well-being, and sacrifice more to our surroundings. Sometimes we do that unconsciously, and you know, the thing is, we have to take responsibility for that. Of course, there are people who maybe make us feel like they're toxic, or like they're not healthy for us, because we try to knock on their door, we try to awaken them, we try to like do our part, but sometimes they're not aware of that, and we put ourselves into the situation, so we have to take responsibility for that. Means if someone is knocking at my door and I open the door and I feel like this inner gut feeling that they will do me harm because they play their part, it is still in my hands if I let them into my house or not. And if I let them into my house, I have to take responsibility for whatever they're doing to me with their actions, however their actions make me feel like. So what I want to say is with that, firstly, there's also Aquarius. Maybe there's a lot of change coming right now in Aquarius. You're going to receive a lot of things back. There's 6-9 karma, like investing, self-love, investing into self-love. The more you do that, the more you can receive back with the 9 material harvest. The more you see fruition. But let's go back to this thing that I explained with opening the door. What I want to say is with that 11-1. From my experience, I really have been in a lot of codependent relationships where I was like really like neglecting my own cup and my own well-being, 11-11. And then like, you know, sometimes I'm just like looking to the right with my eyes and starting to channel and like automatic speaking kind of. And then I look back to the camera and then I see 11-22, for example, or 11-11. However, what I want to say is, I put myself into situations where I neglect my own well-being, and then I sacrifice myself a lot to the well-being of others because I saw so much, or I see still so much potential, so much light in them. But, you know, it's good that I see the light. It's good that I see their essence and their soul and to what they can become to, or to what they already are in another reality. But I still put myself into the situation, into the circumstance where I neglect my own well-being and put all the energy into theirs, and then I get hurt because I come to points in my life where I realize, oh my God, I was giving, and then suddenly I don't receive back from them, and then I feel so fucked over because they make me feel this way. But then I understand for myself, yo, like, you put yourself into the situation, Serhat. You put yourself into the circumstance. They're not bad people. They're not evil. They're not toxic. They made me feel this way because I put myself into the situation. They never asked for me seeing in them the light and giving, like, putting the work. They never asked for that. We were not in a romantic relationship where I tried to love them unconditionally and they were trying to love me unconditionally. Sometimes I was just like this person that tries to love everyone unconditionally and like gives and gives and gives to them, and then wonders why he's not receiving back. And this is the thing, because I put myself into the situation, means I have to take responsibility for my well-being and just like still feel compassion for those people because they were doing this unconsciously or maybe consciously. But I believe and I hope it was not their intention for me to putting them on a pedestal. And this is how I started to feel compassion for these people in my life and just like let go of them, release them in a compassionate, loving way and speaking my truth to them. If it's speaking my truth to them in meditations where I forgave them in a 5D level, where I astral projected myself into realities where we spoke and I cried, like literally this is the truth. Or if it's literally just like for myself speaking and like remembering this momentum and having like wow aha momentum where I realized, wow, I did this and that and they never asked me to do this. I put myself into the situation. Pile number BlackFeather pile. You know, so you have to speak for yourself the truth if you haven't so far. Or maybe even when the people come to you and ask you why you're so distant, or if there's anything wrong with you, or if they did anything wrong, then just like speak your truth towards them in a compassionate way and be like, yo, I'm super grateful for you. You're an amazing person. I just like learned a big lesson for myself in this dynamic, in this relationship where you taught me, or where your actions taught me, or where just like this dynamic taught me that I have to value myself more and I have to put myself more. So please don't get me wrong if I adapt this lesson now and really like just like focusing on myself, valuing myself more, trying to self-love now and investing into my own well-being. This has nothing to do with your being. This has nothing to do with your person. It is just how this relationship put me in a situation, in a circumstance where it made me feel this way, that I realized for myself, I have to put myself first now. And you can, like, you know, it's not about pointing out with your finger and be like, you did this and did, and like I gave you this, and I tried to fill your cup, and I see so much light in you, and I did the work, and I didn't receive back from you. It's not about saying these things, but this comes from our ego, from the wounded parts of our ego, projecting these fears, projecting these hurts into this dynamic, into this relationship. It's about seeing still the light of the person, trying to act from an unconditional love space, from light, from hope, from compassion, and being like, yo, you're an amazing guy, you're an amazing woman. But I learned from myself in this dynamic that I have to put myself first, and I just need some space, need some time to do the work for myself, you know? Like those kind of things. In this direction of compassion, love, light. This is how you can let go of people and make them aware of that you release them somehow in some kind of way, and just like focus more on yourself without reacting from a wounded part of your ego, more like responding from a healed part of your ego and with the insights that you gain from your higher self. Amazing. Wow, I feel so empowered right now. Thank you so much, BlackFeather Pile, because with like adapting my wisdom into this reading helps me even more to, like, you know, digest what I just experienced in January and December last year's. Like, I've been through so many codependent relationships, and it's just like so amazing, because when I reflect back and when I look back, I, you know, make steps forward. It's like this codependency that I experienced in January, December is not the same one as I experienced maybe 2017, 2018 in in those momentum, in those codependency relationships. Like, we make steps forward. I bet you have the same. Like, you're not the same codependent person that you have been in last year's, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You changed, you made steps forward, yet still like a little bit codependent, but you're getting there, and like with these steps, more in this healthy independency. Amazing. Perfect. Thank you so much. I hope it helped you. You're going to experience beautiful things, BlackFeather Pie. So let's continue with the next one. Amazing grace, how sweet that sounds. What was the next pile? I have no clue. I want to go with the green feather. Yes. Hello, beautiful green feather. Let's check your energies. Why is he singing? I don't know. Healer of the ages. Beautiful. 5-1. Financial constraints reverse. Okay, interesting. And let's check with the 3 cards. Triumph, success, passion, ignite, triumph. Wow. Okay, I feel like right now, I just hear it. You are kind of buried, or you're kind of in this process of rebirth. Beautiful, beautiful process. I just hear healing with this. I just hear healing heart space, healing solar plexus, because of these beautiful colors of Healer of the Ages. Green is also, for the one or the other, the healing energy. For me, sometimes it's abundance, but this is also like, I see a lot of phoenix energy, a lot of emerging from your ashes. Look, 1-1. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. So, green feather pie, I will just dig into your reading. I feel like your angels are telling you you're going through a space where you like literally became aware of healing yourself, and the more you put the more you heal yourself, the more you open, like the more you help to welcome your blessings that are on your way. I feel like you are kind of, let's clarify, because it's so interesting. Like, you know, Healer of the Ages is here, your energies with financial constraints reverse. And it's so interesting because it feels like with the 5 and the 1, you made a lot of changes, you bring a lot of changes in your beginnings. The more you focusing on healing yourself, the more you're focusing on receiving downloads. Look at this guy here. He looks like Jesus, you know, and there's a lot of solar plexus energy, a lot of self-worth, a lot of valuing yourself, a lot of putting yourself first, but also like understanding that you deserve certain things in your reality, and understanding here with the third eye activation, as well as your crown chakra, like really glowing from the inside. And the more you allow yourself to glow from the inside, the more you can put this card into upwards. I feel like also it's interesting because this way, this card means actually financial constraints, right? That your finances are like kind of leaking. But this card, like since it's reversed, I feel like it's the complete opposite. I feel like with the 3 and the 1, you brought a lot of balance and new beginnings into your financial constraints. And the 3 plus 1 is 4. Like a lot of stability is your experience. Oh my god, the door was ringing. I don't know who that is. Shall I ignore? Because my roommates have a key. I think this is the Amazon guy or something. I will just continue with the reading. Because he's going to ring in another doors as well. This is how Barcelona works. If the one door is not opening for the post office guy, then another one is just like opening because he rings at any door. I feel so, at least. I don't know. I am so like into this reading right now, and then the door rings. Like universe, like what do you want to do now? Okay, but I will just continue with the reading because if it's ringing a second time, then I will go. But okay, I feel like with the financial constraints, with the 3 and the 1, it's like 4 stability. You brought a lot of stability into your finances by investing into yourself. So means for me with the Triumph card, that you are coming from a place where you isolated yourself a lot and really like worked on your safety. Really like I just heard that he was ringing on another door as well. That you worked a lot on your safety, a lot of in your base chakra, a lot of you know, like black horse, masculine energy, putting things into action, and you're rebirthing. Passion ignite, you found your inner fire again. You found, I feel also sacral chakra activation, a lot of creativity, a lot of creative power, and it's like you have been in the earth. You have been in the earth like Kill Bill Volume 2 when she was buried alive, or like in the first part, I'm not sure, and she's just like getting herself out from the coffin box, getting out from, like coming out from the earth like this here, and literally rebirth. And I feel like you understand, like, you know, the funny part of this card is like, this is Ace of Swords energy. I feel like you are, the more you heal yourself, the more you activate a lot of new ideas, a lot of creative ideas that you're going to follow. And with the sword card here is like the universe literally threw you a sword, and this will, like a sword kind of way to go for your next fight in phrases, go for your next project. Ace of Swords energy, new ideas, new beginnings, new mental energy, new clarity. This has also to do with your financial constraints. I feel like just go for any kind of creative idea project that you have that really comes from your inner side and that really makes you feel passionate, because passion ignite. The more we focus on things that are that make us feel passion, or things that we're doing in a passionate way, the more we allow to really welcome the blessings that this project brings us, because passion is such a high vibrating energy. It literally charges your projects, I just heard, with this high vibrational emotion. And when you put these projects out to the world with this energy, then they attract other things, other circumstances with this high vibrational charging, you know. That's why people say the more you're passionate about your projects and do this in a passionate way, the more you the stronger you're attracting success with that. It's also, the more passionate you are within your projects, the more time flies. The more you're just like enjoying every momentum, and you don't even realize that maybe 2 weeks have been over while you started this project, and then you look back and be like, oh my god, I feel like I jumped through time. I feel like I space jumped from one quantum reality to another one. Quantum reality jumps. You know, like from one timeline reality to the next one, to the parallel timeline reality. And you're going to be in this momentum where you're looking back and be like, wow, I've been in a space where I was just like 2 weeks ago feeling like I just had this huge rebirth, this huge death, this ego death, or this awakening. And now I'm in a space where I'm so much better, where I'm just like following my bliss, where I'm just like following my passions and doing the things. Let's check for some messages. I feel like you've been coming from a lot of I don't know, I hear maybe abuse emotionally, physically, some relationships, or just like some circumstance in your life that really made you feel like you got buried alive and you can't move on, and you can just like, so hard for you. It was so challenging. I don't want to say hard, it was just like challenging, and you made it. Because with you seeing this is your confirmation that you're so on the right track. New beginnings are coming for you. I was talking literally about new mental clarity, like new mental energy. I feel like you're just like this fighter. Like, you know, no matter what you experience in your life, and I got goosebumps, you're just like, you're so perseverant. Like, you're like a rubber band, and people like just like made you feel they stretched you in such a way where you maybe have thought like that you're going to like ripped apart kind of way, but you still stay this rubber band. So like your elasticity is so crazy strong, so willpowered, so full of strength. You don't mind, like you don't care, you just like stand up every time you fall on your face. You're a person, you stand up and you continue the work, you continue the work, you continue the work. You're a healer. You came to this planet to heal other people. With you healing yourself and experiencing these things, this hurt, this abandonment, this fear, this worry, this depression, whatever your surroundings, your circumstances made you feel away, a certain lower vibe way, you worked on yourself every time. Every time you fell on the ground, you stood up, you did the work, and you just like shine with your light to enlighten other people in their darkness. Because you're someone, you don't talk a lot about your feelings, you don't talk a lot about the things that hurt you. You try to heal on your own. You try to not, you feel like sometimes you burden other people with your problems, and that's why you try to heal on your own, be like alone and like really isolated, really like for your own. And this is so beautiful because you're so strong and so willpowered that whatever you take in action, you're going to get out successfully. Like both, like two times success, triumphant success. New beginnings. The more you heal yourself and be a leading example for your surroundings, because I feel like your friends are people that see you and be like, yo, how can you manage that? How can you be so enlightened? How can you be so passionate about your projects? You're so inspiring. And this is what actually your thought is behind, because you want to help people with you being the leading example. And this is so beautiful. This is so, so beautiful. There's a lot of new beginnings coming for you because you did the work. See the bigger picture. I just got goosebumps. You're going to experience so many synchronicities as in here, like 1-1, triumphant. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I feel like see the bigger picture as in why. Maybe sometimes you even ask yourself, why am I a person, or why is my life so full of things that make me feel tragic, like tragedy, you know, like things that make you feel like, oh my god, why is this happening to me? Why again? I just have been through another lesson. Why do I have to go through another lesson again? Because you are a healer. You signed up before you came to this planet to heal other people by healing yourself. Means how can you become a healer if you don't experience to fall many times on your face, if it's mentally, emotionally, physically, or even spiritually? You signed up for that literally to experience in all kind of levels to heal yourself. So the more you become wounded, the more you become like, the more you fall on your face, the stronger you are as a healer. like the biggest healers or the strongest healers, kind of the strongest, you know, the healers that are like really common or like really like so inspiring. When you ask them what they have been through in their life or how they can become, like how they became to this person, mostly they're going to like tell you about and be super transparent about telling you that they have been doing drugs, consuming drugs a lot, have been through a lot of darkness, abuse, or like whatever, you know, whatever reality they experience, it made them to this person. This is the same with you. Just be transparent. Like people going to ask you and come to you whenever you experience this success in another reality, and be like, how did you manage to do these things? And then you can be the leading example and be like, yo, I've been through this and that and this. I've been into this darkness. I've been into not having enough money. I've been through in places where I had like a minus account, like a bank account minus 200 euros or something, for example, with me. And then I realized in this momentum, in this darkness, that I am already abundant within myself. And the angels and my ancestors and my spiritual guides always help me. Like, you know, this kind of transparency, like where you make people aware of your darkness and what you have been through, in a way of just like letting them know what kind of background you have and to what kind of person you became to, because you hold on to your inner light and the visions that you saw for yourself. For real. Beautiful. See the bigger picture. You go through these things because they allow you to, they co-create you to your better version. They co-create you to the success. How can you receive these ideas, Ace of Swords energy, when you are not in this darkness? Like in this darkness with experiencing dark, like people who make you feel dark, who make you feel toxic, who make you feel hurt. These people help you. They co-create you. These circumstances co-create you to really become to your better version and hold on to whom you want to become to hold on to the vision that you are a healer of the ages, that you are going to be successful and coming out from the darkness with your yellow, shining, inspiring, enlightening, healing light. And this is the thing that you have to hold on to. This is the vision that you have to hold on to, and step by step do the work and following the light. You see the light because this light is coming from the inside of you. What you see internally is what you attract externally. And if you see externally this vision of yourself, it's because it's within you. And it's because that's why you see it in the external, and that's why you can follow it, because you really are a visionary person and you really are seeing things and following these things because you see the bigger picture. You always see the bigger picture. So don't be afraid. If you are like feeling fear, it's because you came out from your comfort zone. And if you feel fear and you're like, so, oh my God, how can I continue? Then just like ask for signs. Ask for signs. Whenever I am like literally so feeling like, oh my God, my whole world is falling apart, at least like my fear is trying to trap me into this thought pattern, then I ask for signs. And then I see 7777, 11111, 7777, 111, 444. And then I write them down and like, I know I'm on the right path because I see these numbers. And then I see them again. The universe would not show me these numbers when I wrote down that the meaning of these numbers is this and this and that. And then I see them again. So whenever you feel like fear or like doubts, worries, ask the universe, ask your guardian angels, and this is even yourself. Like right now, this is also confirmation. 33, 33. Oh my God, beautiful. Thank you so much. I hope this helped you, and see you the next time. So let's continue with the silver feather. Welcome, silver feather. This is your reading. My name is Serhat. Let's dig into the energies. Deceit, woman holding a heart. Okay, wow. Deception, envy, deceit, deception, envy. Look, the synchronicity. Trapped in fear. Wisdom. Okay, look. Right now, I feel like you're in a space, silver feather people. You're in a space where you're like literally self-sabotaging yourself somehow. And this leads you to not really fully loving yourself, not really fully believing in yourself, not having the stability with the 44, as in like really like putting yourself first, as in like really like seeing the best in yourself. seeing like, also I just hear like you're maybe even someone, when you're around with people and they're just like the way they are, you're kind of projecting your fears based on the trauma that you experienced in your past, or the conditioning that you have been through in your childhood, that you are someone that is really like easily projecting fear, unconsciously of course, into these situations, and like you are like overthinking, overdoubting, is this person really liking me? Is this person saying this maybe because I'm a burden? Is this person like not appreciating me? Like a lot of deceit, a lot of self-sabotaging thoughts into relationships, into circumstances, and this is like something that really makes you feel trapped in fear. This is something where you really like are not like somehow procrastinating, you know, like overthinking, overdoubting, overworrying. I hear you, I see you, because from my experience, I am still like, you know, I'm still working on that. Sometimes I catch myself being in these circumstances where I self-sabotage myself. This is totally human. This is normal, because we all have been through conditioning. The one or the others have been in a more positive conditioning than the others, or the others have been in a more negative conditioning as the others. I do these phrases because there's nothing as positive or negative conditionings. It's just like a conditioning, and it makes us feel this way, and it co-creates us to whatever we signed up for. Because when I came to this planet, I mean, I chose my parents, I chose my family. I chose my conditioning because I already knew what kind of conditioning I will experience. So it's not about blaming my family, blaming my parents or my brothers or whoever made me feel a certain lower vibe way during my conditioning. If it was through physical abuse, emotional abuse, or whatever. If it was in primary school through bullies, or like you know, whatever made me feel a certain lower vibe way, whatever conditioned me to have doubts, worries about my friendships, about my circles, about my circumstances, it is up to me to work on that. It is my responsibility to work on that, because I signed up for that before I came to this planet, and you too. Means whatever you're going through, just try to see the bigger picture, and your angels are literally telling you, just try to see the bigger picture, that you experiencing these things, that you have conditioned this way because you signed up for that, and it is a bigger picture on a bigger purpose for you. You have been through a lot of darkness, you have been through a lot of fear, abuse, maybe, bullies. And I'm sorry if it's triggering you. If it triggers you, it's also a good sign, because then you know how to work on that. This is your confirmation, because it gains you a lot of wisdom. It gains you a lot of writing into your book and helping and being a leading example for others who are maybe struggling with the same thing. Means for you, whatever you're going through, whatever conditioning you have been through, you can work on that. If you like feel like, okay, why do I always have these self-sabotaging thoughts that lead me to like being trapped in fear, that lead me to these emotions? Ask yourself, or I ask myself, okay, if I feel a certain emotion by doing a certain action, why do I feel this emotion? Do I really want to feel this emotion? Because your emotions are indicators to really see if you are in the right way, to really see if you are with your right people, or to really see if you are in the right emotional stage of being. And when you ask yourself if this emotion, fear, is really what I want to feel, and you say no, then you start to think, okay, start to observe actually, why do I always feel fear? From my experience, I used to feel fear whenever I was trying to be my most authentic self. And then I felt like, oh my God, I'm so afraid that people are going to judge me, because I experienced a lot of judgment in my childhood. You know, a lot of judgment with people calling me out certain things and trying to make me feel like they know who I am, even though they didn't. And whenever I was like trying to be authentic, or like expressing myself in an authentic way, I was sometimes caught myself being trapped in fear, and feeling like people are just like judging me, or like have this false deception on people's feelings and emotions, just because I was projecting this fear, I was projecting this judgment, I was projecting these things that I have been through during my conditioning onto these relationships, onto these situations. And then I caught up myself, you know, and then I asked myself, okay, observe, Serhat, why do you feel this emotion? Okay, you feel this emotion because you have these thoughts. why do you feel these thoughts? And then I realized for myself, oh my God, I had these thought patterns whenever I tried to express myself in an authentic way, that I had the same thought patterns of, are they going to judge me? They're going to judge me, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, okay, when you have these thought patterns, what are the beliefs behind these thought patterns? And then I realized for myself, I was made to believe that people judge me whenever I try to be authentic. And then you can literally recondition, reparent yourself, and I'm still doing that. Here's my journal. Like, I don't know, I'm journaling since 2019, January last year. And literally affirming myself, reconditioning myself within my beliefs that I can be my most authentic self, that I can see through illusions, see through my own illusions, see through my own mask that I'm wearing, created by my wounded ego, created by the wounded parts of my ego that are healing right now. And this is what you can do the same. You can ask yourself, what kind of beliefs do I have based on my thought patterns and my emotions? And then when you indicate your beliefs, you can recondition yourself and work on your beliefs. And the more you work on your beliefs, the more you can the more you can change your thought patterns and then the emotions, and you gain a lot of wisdom through that. And you can see, like, within your soul, within your book, who you are, and not like what the people try to make you feel who you are. 4111. You know, and this is the foundation for these new beginnings that you will enter. The more you actually start to believe that you are worthy, the more you actually start to believe that people love you, that people appreciate you, your surroundings, the more you have this foundation of actually experiencing more and more situations that make you feel this way that you started to feel for yourself. For real. Like, the more I started to be more authentic, the more I started to be more expressing myself without having this fear, the more I experienced from my external world that people came to me and been like, wow, Serhat, you're so authentic. You're so real. And this is so, like, beautiful to see, because you're the way you are in the way you are. And you don't give a damn about what others say or think, because it looks like the way that you don't give a damn about. And that's true. Like, I mean, of course, I'm human. I still catch myself being this or being this, for real. Like, when I went to castings for modeling, when I came out from the castings, I had this voice in my head that was like, you will not get this job. You're not worthy of this job. You're not good enough for this job. For real. For real. Because I experienced a lot of my conditioning that made me feel unworthy, that made me feel not deserving things, that made me feel I'm not enough. And I'm telling you this from a space of really, like, truth, because this is how I felt. This is how I indicated my emotions. If the person meant it unconscious, no matter if the person that made me feel this way was intentionally or non-intentionally or unconsciously or consciously, it is the way it made me feel like, and this is my truth. And it's not about pointing out with the finger to this person and be like, you made this and this and that, and I had to work for myself. As I said in the beginning, I came to this planet with knowing and having the awareness that I will going to experience these things because I signed up for a certain role. And if this role is like being the person that preaches from his book in those readings, then yes, then this is part of my role, because these are my tools. And I feel so in alignment, and I feel so passionate about doing this exactly, because it helps the one or the other person to come out from this, to come out from this, to come out from this, to this. This is so beautiful. Like, look at this beautiful energy, look at these beautiful colors, and look then again at this. But you know, we signed up for that. You signed up for that as much as I signed up for this role. And this is how you can become to your better version, by seeing the bigger picture, understanding you signed up for that, and your angels are literally, yo, keep doing, keep continuing. When you feel like you're trapped in fear, it is just an indicator that you're going out from your comfort zone. Maybe you're just like experiencing people that make you feel loved, people maybe romantically, non-romantically, friendship circles, whatever, whoever, and you're like kind of in the stage right now where you are projecting your wounded parts of your ego and be like, do they really love me? Do I really deserve friends? They make me feel this way. Why do I feel afraid? Why do I feel fear? Why do I think that they don't mean it in a way? You know, these kind of thoughts maybe you experience that make you feel trapped in this fear, and where you like really like, oh my god, is this person really liking me, or are they using me as in my past? Are they judging me? Are they talking bullshit about me behind me? You know, maybe like, of course you're an empath and maybe you pick up things, but be aware of, try to separate the voice of fear that is like coming from the chest and like really draining, really like pushing you down kind of energy, in comparison to your intuition, where it comes like from a space. It depends. If you're like in a space where you're trapped in fear, your intuition is a little bit volume down in comparison to the fear voice, because you have more attention towards fear. But the more you shut down your mind through meditation, through closing your eyes, the more you shut down your ego and its wounded part. And the more the ego and its wounded parts are shut down, the stronger the voice of your intuition becomes. And then you can see, okay, no, I feel this way because I have been experiencing in the past this and this and that, and I projected these things into the relationships that I'm experiencing right now in this present moment. And this is how you can change. This is how you can heal. So don't be afraid. Some messages. Okay. Look. Sync. Beginning of the next week, a lot of synchronicities maybe. End of the week. Okay, beginning of the next week and the end of the week. What is happening? Back to alignment. Beautiful. Because you're going to be so in sync. I just got goosebumps. What is this? 444. And this is beautiful synchronicity because there's also 444. You're going to become back in alignment with maybe Google 444. My laptop is not here with me right now. Otherwise, I would have Googled with you and read it. But I feel like 444 stability, understanding you're not alone. Your angels are with you. Archangel Michael is with you. I always call upon Archangel Michael if I have like this momentum where I am procrastinating, like seeing possible timeline realities with my third eye, and seeing like things as not maybe getting the job, or seeing things as people telling me that I'm bullshit or judging me. You know, sometimes sometimes I'm so wandering with my mind, with my spirit, that I see these realities and I'm just like, no, this is not truth. This is not my truth. Stay in the present moment, Serhat. I call upon Archangel Michael. I welcome the help of Archangel Michael to cut the cords in all timeline realities that make me feel this way, that make me that are not serving my highest good. I call upon Archangel Metatron to bring my third eye into perfect, healthy state, to see visions of possible future realities that bring me my highest good, that bring me my highest luck, that bring me my highest blessings in all timelines, in all realities. This is how you can cut the cords and be like more in this energy and more in this upwards energy. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Silver Feather Pile. I will continue now with the next one. Please let me know in the comments how you feel. And I have an Instagram channel. It's called Serhat's channel. I do daily messages there, weekly zodiac updates, just like trying to do my job with the tools that I have. I would highly appreciate if you do join me there. And I have also another channel. It's Serhat Matthews for my modeling work. Maybe you're interested in that. Let's continue with the Yellow Feather. Hello, Yellow Feather. Digging right into your energies. Wow. Happy family reverse and thinking man. I feel like you're going through a lot of okay. Wow. There's a lot of family bondage, a lot of chains, and you're like really thinking, is this situation serving me good? Maybe not even with the family, just like in general, people that are holding you back, because I see like a lot of holding hands, and you're just like, is this really me? Is this really how they make me feel? Like I feel like you are forced kind of to be a person that I just see 22. With the intuition card and the truth card reverse, I feel like you are kind of in a way of your surroundings, either your family, your friends, your friendships. your table, they make you feel like you have to become someone for them. You have to become a certain character, a certain identity that you're not like really feeling like this is who you are. That is not your truth. That is not like your intuition telling you like this is not who you are. This is not how they make you feel like. You don't have to be this person that they want you to be. You don't have to. You can speak for yourself, and you should speak up. Your angels are like, tell these people and release yourself from these chains. That is not who I am. Or you don't even have to tell them, but tell yourself. Tell yourself this is not who I am. And this is like, maybe you're also going through a lot of, maybe you're afraid or you have fear of being judged to really express yourself authentically. I just was talking a lot in Silver Feather reading about judgment and my experience in that. And I really, maybe also shortly to talk with you about my experience. I come from a space where I really, my surroundings and my circumstances, like people around me during my conditioning, made me feel judged whenever I tried to be my authentic self. I just like had a flashback when I was singing, like as a kid. Like I love to sing when I'm alone, or like in general, I love to sing. And whenever I sang, my surroundings made me feel like that is something not good, or that is something just girls are allowed to do. Singing is like expressing yourself creatively through singing is not something for boys. Like literally made me feel this way. Like even there was this one time, and I don't mean it in a bad way, I'm not pointing out with the finger, I'm just like trying to make you aware of my background so I can start preaching, you know. Like I remember this one time in primary school, there was this one boy, and we had to show our homework, and there was this question, what do you do when you're like alone in your room? And I was literally raising my hand, being so confident and saying, yeah, I like to sing, and I like to draw, I like to paint, these kind of creative things. And then this boy literally was thinking out loud and said next, like in this momentum after I mentioned my answer, Serhat is so girly and he's doing girly things. And I felt so judged in that momentum. I felt so judged because I come from a space, I had a really high voice as a kid. I was also a little bit obese, like a little bit overweight, and girly, you know, like super feminine kind of way, like what the majority of people would call feminine. Like I had a really feminine energy, like expressing myself, being creative, you know, if it was through my clothes, if it was through colors and painting, like really like being super creator, like feminine energy, creating, like, you know, intuitive, creative, whatever. And in those momentum, my surroundings really made me feel like that I'm a girl with my high voice, also imitating my voice, also like making me feel like this is who I am, like calling me out faggot, or ask me my sexuality, ask me if I am a girl or a boy. I remember also this one time when I was singing in my room, and my mom was there, my older brother, and my older brother was literally like asking me why am I singing, and going to my mom and was like, Serhat is singing, like as if I did something wrong. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm not pointing out with my finger and be like, oh yeah, he did this and it made me feel this way. It's more like letting you see my background to let you understand more what I have to say, you know, like making me more heard, so you can actually see more why I am the way I am right now, and why do I say these things that I say right now. And you know, and this thing is, I also said this in Silver Feather Pile, we came to this planet with knowing that these things are going to happen to us, because we signed up for a certain role. And if my role is being like having a feminine energy that is like really expressive, really intuitive, really like creative, and people are like pointing out with my finger and be like telling me this is like who I am, I signed up for that, and it's in my hands if I allow them to decide who I am, or if I just like gain back my power, listen to my intuition, speak my truth, and just live my truth the way I am, and not overthink if it's okay to be this crystal, if it's okay to shine with my light, because there may be people in my surroundings that might judge me. It's okay. It's like, you know, it's not, I didn't come to this planet to fit into roles that people want to see me in. I came to this planet to shine with my light fully, so people understand that there are people like me who have a balanced feminine energy and a balanced masculine energy, but it's just like the way he is, or the way she is. I mean, I see myself as a guy, as a man. I identify myself as a masculine, like, guy, like, with my masculine energy, but I also have my feminine energy, and I'm super grateful. Like, without my feminine energy, I would not be able to see cards, pictures, and channel some messages from the universe, you know? This is part of my feminine energy. I'm super grateful for having this, because sometimes I met people here, like guys, that are like looking at me and being like, "Yo, this is so cool what you're doing." I could never look at a picture and start to speak something that really people resonating with. You know, this is my superpower, and this is also your superpower, your intuition. Maybe you're even a guy and seeing this video and being like, "Yo, I don't know, I'm so afraid that people will maybe judge me as a faggot or as a gay person or whatever you want to." Like, I don't even believe in sexual orientations. Like, I don't know, I'm just like the way I am. I have sexual preferences. If I see someone and I feel sexually attracted or romantically attracted, I will go for it if it's like the energy that I receive back. But I'm not a person that says like, I'm this and that and this and that. Like, I don't like to label myself. I'm just like Serhat, and I'm just doing my job here, and I'm just like embracing my light and just like trying to be as authentic as possible. And this is also for you, this confirmation. You can be whoever you want to become to. You don't have to identify yourself with the labels that your surroundings make you feel like you have to be. You don't have to do that. You don't have to feel this way. You can just be yourself. You can just like embrace your light, embrace your creativity, embrace your intuition, express yourself the way you want to express, as long as it comes from a space of heart, compassion, and light. You can be whoever you want to become to. Let go from these chains that are holding you. Let go. Like, you don't have to abandon your family. This is not what I'm saying, but you can, like, you can create your own space. You can move out if you are allowed to, like, you know, like with the legal things, with your age, with like having a job. Because this is something that I did. I moved out from my family, not because I hate them, not because I want to disappear, not because I want to abandon them, more because I understood the space that I was living in was not making me feel like I could express myself authentically the most possible way. And I was like, anyways, I have to go my own way. I was like always my own spirit, always rebellious. And I was just like, yo, I have to move out, find a job, pursue my modeling path, and just like see who I am without feeling fear, to fully express my light. And just go for it. And I did that when I was 19. I left to Portugal, to Lisbon, worked in a call center. They paid me my apartment, like my sharing room, and I was doing my job there, trying to discover who I am, experimenting a lot with drugs, sexuality, parties, just general life, experiencing my first real lessons that I see as lessons, you know, like codependency lessons, fear of abandonment lessons. I mean, my first lessons have been through my conditioning, as in my family, as in my high school, primary school, middle school. This is like super like soul lessons, but general karmic lessons was more when I was really on my own, attracting the energies that I surrendered to the universe. And then saw, okay, like this happened to me, like codependency and this and that and blah, blah, blah. While trying to understand who I am, while trying to just live my truth and see where it leads me to. And then like the more I surrendered, the more I saw myself then in Barcelona, just like happened from the universe. I was in Portugal and I was like, yo, I don't know what to do with my life. And then I just saw this girl, she applied to a job in Barcelona. I asked her if they still want to have people. And the funny thing is, she said yes. And then literally, I was just going with the flow, surrendering. It was also when the spirituality like really like took more place in my life, and just like went to that and saw Barcelona just appeared. They booked me, like they paid me my flight ticket. I had a new job. I just like disappeared from Portugal, saying goodbye to all the people, and just like now in Barcelona. But what I want to say is like, follow your intuition, Follow your truth. Don't be afraid that the world will judge you. The angels are here with you. You're never alone. Even if you are alone, you're just enjoying yourself, and you have your ancestors, your spiritual guides, your angels that always help you, that always make sure, that always shift 24/7 everything around you, so that you can experience the highest good, the highest blessings, the highest luck. I tell you, like, I'm so like, I try to be as genuine as possible, and this is literally the truth that I experience. And if you're someone that has a good, like, crazy good intuition, you are surrounded by angels. Like, even just with you watching this, picking a feather, believing in angels, you are surrounded by angels, and you can call upon them as anyone else, and they will help you. Let's check for some messages. Don't be afraid to shine with your light. Don't be afraid to expressing yourself fully, to follow your intuition. If your intuition tells you this and this person is kind of making you feel like drained, kind of making you feel like you can't fully express yourself, this is truth. This is your intuition. Speak for yourself. Follow your intuition. Follow your truth. Abundance is coming your way. Fill your cup. Beginning of the next week. Beginning of the next month. Okay. What's happening beginning of the next month? Let's check one card. Hierophant. Okay, like a lot of enlightenment, a lot of beginning of the next week, I said, right? So you're going to become a place where you communicate a lot. Mercury, communication, Mercury, throat chakra, intuition, a lot of like preaching about like the lessons that you have been through, about your truth. Like, people really going to listen to you. You're going to be so awakened. So a lot of changes coming. With the 5 here, as well as a synchronicity with the 5 from the truth card. Beautiful. Let's check for beginning of next month, what is going to happen. I feel like beginning of the next month is exactly also the Hierophant energy. But let's check here. The Magician reverse. I feel like don't be afraid to really see the tools that you have. Don't be afraid to tap into your inner sun, your inner heart, your inner Leo. And just like be the magician, because you can manifest things. You have really like manifestation power. Tap into this truth. Your truth is that you can manifest whatever you want to. Don't be afraid that time is flying, that time is running. Don't be afraid that you started like maybe projects and never ended them. You can just follow your, like, whatever there is for you by really like seeing the tools that you have and fully just like, you know, using them, bringing yourself into alignment with them. Follow your intuition for real. Like, you're such a crystal. You're so beautiful. You have so much shining. 4, 4, 6, 4 plus 6, 11. The more you tap into this, really allowing your crystal to fully shine, like filling your cup, the more abundance you will experience, the more blessings will come to your way. It's beautiful. Don't be afraid. Don't ever be afraid. You're always protected. You're always blessed. You're always guided. For real. Thank you so much, Yellow Feather. Let's continue with the next ones. Look, I totally forgot to bring out to tap back the abundance. Abundance is literally your birthright. I just hear it. Abundance is your birthright. So don't feel like you're not worthy enough to feel the abundance. Abundance is everyone's birthright, but for you, it's like really like you signed up for that to become abundant. And this also just like came out. Fill your cup again. Yeah, the more you fill your cup, the more abundance you will experience. Okay, let's continue with the last favor, the white one with the brown thing here. Let's check your energies. Wow, you're literally connected to angels. Archangel Raphael, 4th chakra, heart compassion, and 3rd chakra, Archangel Chamuel. I feel like you're someone who's so compassionate towards people, but you have a lack in boundaries. With the worthy card, you're like I feel like you're someone who is afraid to yes, I feel like you're someone who's afraid prosperity begins, temptation, heartache, and loss. I feel like you're someone who's so compassionate, maybe Pisces energy, maybe Cancer energy, like water sign. You're so compassionate towards your surroundings that you are having a lack of boundaries. That you're like someone, you like really like make people feel like that they can unconsciously do whatever they want to do for you, to you, and they that you have like that you're going to forgive them anyways. That you're like so full of love, so full of heart, so unconditional love. And Archangel Raphael is like, yo, this is such a beautiful healing energy that you give to people. This is such a beautiful, you're such a beautiful beam of light that has always compassion, that always sees the essence of the people, of the circumstance, the bigger picture. But you have a lack of boundaries. Archangel Chamuel is here. Third chakra, solar plexus. It's like you experience a lot of people that shape you, co-create you to your better version by letting you experience heartache and loss, by letting you experience temptation, by breaking your heart, by making you feel a certain lower vibe way, that making you feel unworthy, that making you feel taken for granted, pale feather, white feather people. And this is because you experience as much as possible these people so they can co-create you to this person that has boundaries. Because if you really love unconditionally everyone, you have to love unconditionally yourself first. Means you have to set boundaries for yourself because you respect yourself and you love yourself. But if you don't do that, and if you just like allow people, unconsciously allow people to just like hold on to their essence, and whenever they do something that makes you feel hurt, to like reconnect with them, to like hold on to their light, but not really fully setting boundaries by saying like, okay, yo, this really hurt me and I will not allow to experience the same thing like again the next time. You know, there's those kind of things. Or like saying no, if you really feel like no, and not being afraid of that people are not liking you anymore or will not like you anymore in the future. If you tell them a clear no from a compassionate way, you're allowed to say no, you're allowed to set boundaries because you love yourself. You have to love yourself. Otherwise, if you don't love yourself and if you don't value yourself by setting boundaries, you give a signal out to the universe that you don't value yourself. And then you will experience people that make you feel this way of not valuing yourself. That make you feel a way of taking for granted. That make you feel a way of heartache and loss. Where you really like asking yourself, why do I experience always people? I'm such a loving person. I always like try to give everyone. I always try to make anyone feel loved. And I always try to see the good in people. This is why. Because you have to set boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, source, universe will send you blessings manifested in people, circumstances that co-create you, that teach you these lessons to set boundaries. I'm telling you from a space of experience. I have been through stages in life where I try to hold on always to the essence of people, but in a narcissistic way where I said yes all the time whenever I actually felt a no. Because I was unconsciously afraid to say no. Because I was unconsciously afraid that they will not like me anymore, that they will not love me anymore. So I was not being authentic towards them and pleasing them and kind of putting into their cup and saying yes, 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 even though I sometimes wanted to say no, or even though I was not aware to set boundaries for myself. I'm telling you, like from a space of experience. And this is what you angels are trying to tell you. You're an angelic being, maybe an earth angel, maybe someone who's so seeing always compassion, seeing always the light, the essence, the bigger picture, visionary. But at the same time, you have to be someone who sets boundaries. If you don't do that, then you will just experience people who make you feel unworthy, who make you feel heartache, loss, who are tempted to open your heart because you allow them to open your heart and then just like hurt you. With the prosperity begins, I feel like you have to balance out more your solar plexus chakra because you are also super psychic, solar plexus worthy, feeling, like gut feeling. And whenever you feel like someone is going maybe to try to hurt you, or maybe unconsciously hurts you, or like plays their part, listen to your gut feeling and really go for that and just like set boundaries. I know it's so easy to say to set boundaries, and actually in a practical way it's kind of challenging, but the more you force yourself to do that, the better you can literally manifest that for the future realities, reconditioning yourself for the future reality. I feel like, for example, for me it was always hard to say no to people, because I experienced in my conditioning in my childhood, when I said no, emotional abuse, as in threatening me, that you know, like I grew up in a family, like without pointing out my finger and judging them, it's literally just for you to see my background. I had a really challenging time to say no, because I grew up in a family that made me feel emotional, like that whenever I said no, threatened me, kind of made me feel fear to like experience that I was going to experience physical abuse, or I experienced also physical abuse when I was saying no, and like really like reacting with my ego and kind of, you know, like super narcissistic way, just like from my experience. And whenever like in the future, like last year 2019 was a lot of lessons with saying no, and I really like became aware of, okay, I actually have been afraid to say no because I experienced this and that and this in my conditioning during my childhood. But you know, at the same time, I'm just like, yo, and this is also what I talked about in the other piles, in silver pile, like pile silver and yellow. I really like went deep into this whole like my experience. So if you want to check that, but I will also say here a little bit. It's like, you know, we sign up for these things. I signed up for, like, I chose my family right before I came here. Like, I chose my family. My family didn't choose me. I chose my family. I chose my my circumstances. I chose my conditioning because I knew what I was signing up for. And due to that, it shaped me and co-created me to my now, to my better version. Because now I can like preach about this, because you're watching this and you want to hear the messages, and this is like also what I feel aligned to do, like preaching about my experience, so other people feel heard, other people feel heard, feel seen, feel felt, that they are not alone with whatever they have been through, because we all experience in some kind of ways during our conditioning, during our circumstances, that people hurt us or make us feel a certain lower vibe way, because they play their part, and we signed up for that to become the student and experiencing the lessons from the teachers that are like maybe our family members, or maybe students from classes, from middle school, primary school, high school, that bullies us, you know, or maybe even physically abuse us. Like the one or the other, for sure experience. And you're someone, you always see the light in people, you always see the essence. When you meet people, you see so much potential in them, you see so much light in them, and you try to help them to become to their better version. But somehow at the same time, you don't know how to say no, you don't know how to set boundaries, and that's why people hurt you unconsciously or consciously, unintentionally or intentionally. There's all kind of forms, all kind of teachers, and this leads you to get hurt, but at the same time it shapes you to become to your better version. What the angels are trying to tell you with this pile is, with this feather, you experience these people who make you feel this certain way, who make you feel hurt, who make you feel this and that, because you signed up for this, and the universe is just like giving you whatever you signed up for, so it can shape you to this beautiful, beautiful being that you are meant to become to, that you already are in another reality and this right now. So you can literally preach with your wisdom, with your knowledge to other people who are going through the same, so you can be the leading example to like literally help others. This is why you're going through these things. This is why. Because you signed up for that. That's why we cannot blame the people. That's why we cannot judge the people that make us feel this way. Because they are there for playing their higher reason, for being this teacher in this momentum, and we are the student, so we can learn from this lesson from the teacher And then we become to the teacher, but teaching this lesson in a different way, you know? Because maybe, for example, I got bullied, people were calling me out things because they were projecting their wounded parts from their ego onto me and letting me deal with that. And I cannot blame them, I cannot judge them. I can just be like, yo, okay, this is what it is now, and I have to take responsibility for my well-being. And I brought myself into this situation, right? Because I signed up for being born in a family that maybe where I experienced here and there physical abuse. Because I signed up for that. I knew that they're going to be my teachers in these lessons. Maybe they didn't know, but maybe they signed up for that too. You know, like before they were born. And this is the thing. That generations of generations to teach these lessons by projecting the wounded parts. And then there's like you or me or anyone else who sees the bigger picture, understands this is a lesson, and then heals. And then just like embraces the lesson in a way of not projecting the wounds, in a way of responding and answering and preaching with the healed parts. And this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. This is how you can hold on to seeing the bigger picture and stopping the judgment, starting to feel more compassion. And you're a person who feels a lot of compassion. The thing is, you have to balance out your solar plexus and start to feel worthy, to say no, to put yourself first, to put your well-being first. And this is how the prosperity begins. This is how you can adapt to new beginnings. But this looks like someone is literally holding their gut. And you have a lot of abundance coming your way. The more you put yourself first. The more you stop, the more you set boundaries and say a compassionate, loving no to your surroundings, the more you will experience things that make you feel this way, that the more you will let in people, the more you welcome people who actually see in you this potential, this light that you actually saw in these people, in these other people that shaped you to your better version. What I want to say is with that from my experience, and this is also something a beautiful friend of mine told me, because I was like crying around, you know, like I just came out from codependent relationships, friendships, and I was crying, I don't know, I said like to her, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted of seeing light and potential in other people, and giving to them and giving and giving and giving, putting myself into these roles, but not receiving back, and I feel so fucked over. And she was like, yo, Serhat, you know, the more you adapt this and focus on yourself, the more you will attract people who exactly will make you feel this way that you let others feel. That you, like, the more you will experience people who are like exactly like you are, seeing always the good, seeing always the essence, seeing always the light, seeing always compassion, act from a compassion, loving way. And I was like, yo, you're so right. You know, you're like this crystal, this jewelry, and you're so close to get placed into something, into a bracelet, into a necklace, into a ring. But Source is like, yo, before we can put you into this placement, we have to sharp you a little bit more here and there. And this is why you experience people who co-create you to your final version, so you can get placed into wherever you want to become placed, for whatever you signed up for. This is why you experience people who make you feel a certain way. So you can get shaped, so you can become co-created with them. That's why I'm so grateful for my family. That's why I'm so grateful for people, for codependent relationships, because they have all been my teachers. And I was just a student, the sponge that soaked in this knowledge, these lessons, this pain, this fear, this abandonment, this codependency, this everything. So I can become to this beautiful crystal jewelry that fits into his place. This is how you become to that. So let's become more compassionate towards those people. You already are. but in a way of saying no whenever we feel no, in a way of setting boundaries, in a way of respecting ourselves. I feel like you're someone you disrespect a lot yourself, so other people felt respected in situations where you actually had to put yourself first. This is how you change. Let's check for some messages. See the bigger picture, yes, as I said. Speak your sacred truth, yes. So you can let go of this. So you can let go of this energy. Thank you so much. I feel like this was this general reading was amazing. I feel so good, and I hope you do as well. Let me know in the comments. You can follow me on Instagram, Serhat's channel, or Serhat Matthews for my modeling career. And just like, you know, let's vibe, let's connect on a soul level, because I feel like you're someone as much as I am. And I just want to get more and more in touch with people who are like-minded with me. Like other teachers that experience the same emotions as I did. And just like vibing together, or like maybe even co-creating together. I don't know, you know, like just like So thank you so much. This was your reading. All the best, all the love, Serhat. Bye.